A colony on Mars? It sounds like science fiction, but it just became a reality. Interplanetary pioneers willing to go farther than any human has ever been to live on a different planet. Isolated from the rest of humanity, facing dust storms, barren deserts, and volcanoes. These intrepid explorers will build a colony to thrive on Mars. Initially, the first people to be sent to the surface of Mars will be engineers, construction crews, survey teams, farmers, and scientists. Their initial job will be to build the primary habitat dome and construct the necessary structures to sustain life. As the primary structures are being built in place, it will be necessary to start locating a viable water source. Survey teams would be focusing on finding glaciers and an underground water source. Once water has been found, a water storage and treatment center would be needed to be constructed. Survey teams will also focus on exploration of natural resources that can not only be used on Mars, but shipped back to Earth. One other major focus will be trying to locate ground where farms can be located and begin construction of greenhouses and the planting of crops. In order to have a system of government in place as new colonists arrive, civic buildings will need to be constructed, including a government building, school, jail, tax office, as well as community buildings like parks and community centers. There will be a need for emergency services such as a hospital, law enforcement, and a fire station. Once those are completed, the next phase of construction would be to start building houses and businesses. Leaders will be voted into power the same as the American voting system. The colonists will vote for their president and 2 councilors they want to represent them. Once they are elected, the 3 will remain in office for 4 years. Once their term is over, the president and councilors may run for office again. If they win re-election, they will lead for another 4 years. If they've been in office for 8 years, they cannot run again. In addition, there will be 5 elected officials whose responsibility will be to manage resources, ensuring adequate food, air, and water supplies, as well as civil affairs. New laws and legislation would require a majority vote beginning with 5 officials and followed by a unanimous vote for the president and 2 councilors. If at any time an elected official breaks the law, is found to have cheated in the election, lies, or does not have the people's best interest in mind, the colonists can vote with a supermajority to remove an official from office. If an official gets removed or is no longer able to function, the remaining 7 officials will govern together until an election can be held. If the colony comes across new life forms on Mars, scientists will first observe their habitats, food source, and determine if they pose a threat. After studying them, and if they do not pose a threat, the scientists will take samples, then take them to be studied. If it's determined that they are an intelligent species, it would also need to be determined if they pose a threat to the colonists. If not, the scientists will try to communicate with them and establish relations. If life forms are found to be hostile, the colonists will be called upon to defend the settlement, much like a National Guard. I believe a colony on Mars can happen. It will be very complex, but with an unstoppable spirit to explore, anything is possible. My name is William VanderKooi, and this was Colonize Mars.